Broadcasting from Hargeisa, Somaliland, this is CBA. I'm Abdillahi Hassan. Welcome to the top of the hour news brief. Somaliland opposition party Wadani denied a delay in its central committee conference is scheduled to take place in Burco at the end of September. The chairman of the Central Committee, Usman Afgab Noor, on Saturday said the conference will be held at its scheduled time in Togdhe region, its capital, Burco. The chairman added that the agenda will include issues within the purview of the Central Council. On the other hand, Wadani Party's Central Council chairman held President Musa Bihi responsible for the controversial remarks by the Chief of Somaliland National Army regarding the situation in Senag region. The Army Chief Major General Nuh Tani last week said that he was happy about the defection of the contingent of Somaliland Army in Baran district to Puntland state of Somalia and called for the execution of disgruntled Colonel Arre. Usman Afgab said the president cannot distance himself from those remarks because it was his idea. He accused the president of dividing the nation. Somali President Mohamed Abdillahi Hassan, who was attending the 7th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, held a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe. Somalia government said the discussions focused on the collaboration of the two nations in the areas of security, youth employment, investment in agriculture, fisheries and livestock, and the training of Somalia's Coastal Guard. The two leaders also exchanged views on encouraging Japanese capital to invest in Somalia. Somalia's President Mohamed Abdillahi Hassan thanked the Japanese Premier on hosting the International Conference on African Development and for his country's support to Somalia. African Union peacekeepers from Djibouti contingent arrived in Samareb town on Saturday. The contingent is there to support Somalia security forces recently deployed in the area to secure the venue of upcoming reconciliation conference before the upcoming regional elections in Galmudug state. The Minister of Internal Security Mohammed Abubakar Islo told media following a brief meeting with AMISOM officials that the peacekeeping force will help Somalia security agencies maintain law and order in the state during elections. General Codka, who dismissed reports of opposition to the deployment of Djibouti contingent, added that Wilwalal Brothers Kiba will be responsible to secure key government installations in the Galmudug state. Security agencies from the federal government have fully taken the responsibility of security in Galmudug state following an agreement between Al Sunna religious movement and federal government led by Prime Minister Hassan Khaire. A reconciliation conference to unearth political differences among various communities in the state are expected to kick off in the administrative capital of the region, Samareb, in forthcoming days before regional leadership elections are planned. The Kenyan police have gunned down a suspected Al-Shabaab militant in Kwale County in a gun battle that has left an officer wounded. Mohammed Rashid Muasmiro alias Modi was killed on Friday at his home in Nogomini after neighbors tipped the police. Mohammed Rashid Muasmiro was shot dead on Friday after being trailed for several months by security officers. A loaded Glock pistol and improvised explosive device-making materials were recovered in his house. Kenya's Directorate of Criminal Investigation said in a statement that during the ensuing shootout, a corporal was injured and is currently receiving treatment in hospital. Police say Modi joined the terror group Al-Shabaab while in high school and rose through the ranks to head the 10-member Likoni terror cell. By 2017, he was radicalizing youth in Shika, Adabu, Likoni, preparing them to join Al-Shabaab in Somalia. A year later, in 2018, he was training the recruits at Shimba Hills and facilitating their journey to Somalia. Modi's gang, which operates in Mombasa's Likoni and Kwale, Matuga, and Nyogombeni, is accused of being behind the recent spate of killings and robberies in the coast of Kenya. Residents of Kismaya town in Jubaland state of Somalia have held anti-federal government demonstrations as tensions between the two centers of power escalate. The residents were protesting against the recent government decision to reroute all flights to and from Kismayo through Mogadishu. The relationship between Kismayo and Mogadishu have hit rock bottom ever since the regional administration held election which saw Ahmed Madowe elected for a third term of presidency. Mogadishu says she will not recognize the outcome of the election due to anomalies. Last week, President Mohamed Farmajo's administration accused Kenya of imposing President Ahmed Madowe, the commander of Codka Brigade, as president of Jubaland region. The latest directive will affect Kenya, where most flights from Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and at Said Abdillahi Hassan Airport in Jubaland. Federal government says it will require international and local flights going to and from Kismayo to stop over at Mogadishu's Adan Abdi Airport. Mogadishu's administration has been waging a war against Madowe, who it accuses of collaborating with Kenya to action Somalia's territorial integrity. A second batch of 14 Thai fishing crew members who had been employed on Fadani's the second fishing vessel have returned from Somalia to Thailand. They followed the first group of 18 others who had been employed on the Fadani first fishing boat and were returned to Thailand earlier. Authorities are taking steps to help them with overdue wages and other benefits. The group of 14 crew members came from Somalia through Iran and were received by officials of the Ministry of Labor and relevant agencies. They were brought to the Department of Employment's headquarters, where petitions will be filed against those who allegedly embezzled their wages. The Labor Ministry said the unidentified Thai employer who had allegedly victimized the fishermen had run a fishing business in Iran and sold both fishing boats to a Somalian businessman only for the crew members to become stranded and be left unemployed. He confirmed authorities were investigating the incident so that all alleged wrongdoers will be brought to justice. That's our news brief for this time. Join us later tonight with Yunus Deko for full news bulletin.